Today I'm going to show you how to make your own plastic templates for sewing, which makes cutting out patterns a lot quicker and easier, which is very beneficial if there's certain patterns that you use a lot. And it also eliminates having to use pins, which is a time-consuming process if you're cutting out a lot of pattern pieces. So I'm going to show you how to make your own plastic templates from supplies that you can get from the dollar store. So the first thing that you'll need is plastic chopping mats. They come in a 2-pack for $1. So I have 2 packs here. You're also going to need a little bit of tape, scissors, a Sharpie, and I think that's it. So they come in a 2-pack, which you can very easily, I don't know if you can see this very well on tape, but if you need to make a bigger piece for a bigger pattern piece, you can very easily put them together. And if I do that, I use packing tape to tape right here on both sides, and it doesn't go anywhere. Here's one that I use for pillows, for t-shirt blankets. I taped it right here because I needed to make an 18-inch square, and these two aren't big enough for that. So I taped 2 together, measured out 18 inches, and I also made hash marks on here, so when I put the template on the shirt, I can measure and make sure that I'm cutting out the square and it's straight, so the design doesn't look crooked. For the pattern that I'm going to cut out today on a template, I do not need to tape them together. So there's a more slippery side, and then a side that's not so smooth. I like to use the side that's not so smooth because I'm going to be drawing on it with a Sharpie. But the pattern that I'm going to make a template for today is a ginger cake pattern that I have recently tried and I absolutely love, so I'm going to be making it a lot. So I thought it would be a good pattern to have a template for. Okay, so what I do is I put little pieces of tape just to hold it in place. And if it ruins the paper pattern a little bit, that's always okay for me because I'm going to have a plastic template when I'm done. Okay, and then maybe one in the middle, just because. Alright, so I'm going to find the edge down here to eliminate cutting one side. And this chopping mat is just big enough for mine. You can see this pattern piece is already pretty worn. I've made quite a few, and it's already worn from the pinholes. So this will be very beneficial to me. So next, when it's down, taped down, I just take a Sharpie, and then I trace it where a little bit is on the pattern piece and a little bit is on the plastic. So that I have a true line for the pattern. Then, since I'm going to have to use it to cut out other pieces, I'm going to carefully take it off. And just that little bit of tape for that short amount of time isn't really a big deal. It comes right off. Alright, so then I'm going to take my scissors, not fabric scissors, because these things will ruin those, and I'm going to cut right here on the inside of the line, right where the paper pattern piece ended. So right So right in there. Right on the inside. Okay, here's my first pattern piece. And then what's cool about these with the Sharpie is I can label it. I'm gonna write exactly what it is. Mini crayon art folio. It's like the main piece, main outer piece. And then for this specific pattern, after you cut out that piece, then you fold it in half to cut out the next piece. Gonna line it up with the edge. Okay, and then I'm gonna trace. Again, I'm going to cut on the inside of the line. Trim that up a little bit. So I'm going to write mini crayon art folio pocket. And also I need to mark the hash marks, the important marks for the pocket. So since it is see-through, I can put it right on top of the old pattern, the paper pattern, and I can just trace this line right here, which tells me where the Velcro goes. I'm gonna write Velcro. And down here is where you sew the lines for the crayon pockets. So if I just do that, I could label that too, but I'll know what that is. And then the last piece is the flap for the Velcro to close it. So again with the tape, just to keep it in place. I'm going to write what this one is. Mini crayon art folio. I'm writing the name of the pattern on each piece just in case they get separated, then I'll know exactly what this small square or small rectangle is for. And then this is the flap. So here's a piece of fabric. To make this art folio, I would, let's see, just place this on the fabric and see how you can see through it, and you can see exactly what will be on the piece of paper, on the pattern piece. So you can line it up, make sure it's centered, it doesn't look crooked, and then, so you would take your fabric marking pen or pencil or chalk, and you just trace, hold it down, And then you have an outline that you can just cut out. And here, let's see. Let's see here. I think the flap should go like this. And then I would just get my fabric scissors and cut those out, and I'm ready to go. I keep them together with a Wonder Clip and throw them in my pattern bin, and it's there whenever I need it. Here's another pattern that I made templates for that I use all the time, the day trip wallet. This is the piece for the pocket, and I've written that up there. And you can also write little notes so you can remember certain things when you're cutting out a pattern if you need to with your Sharpie. Here's all the different pockets for the day trip wallet. And I've used this so much, and it hasn't gotten worn at all. So that's how you can make your own plastic templates from materials that you can find at the dollar store. Here, I'll show you again just so you can see. Here's the two pack of plastic chopping mats that you would get. And then it really helps cut down on cutting time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And thanks for watching.